Good afternoon. By the time you see this, Tanya and I will be in Florida. But I did want to greet my fellow members of the Cedars Legacy Circle, and especially to welcome a new member to the circle, my old friend and attorney, Meyer Marcus. Meyer's been my attorney for over 50 years. And to describe our relationship is very difficult because it's been all-encompassing over the years. And I'd like to say that I got my MBA from Meyer for all the things that we did together and how much I learned. Meyer has had an interesting life, to say the very least. At 98 years old, I challenge anybody to find anybody who's as vital mentally as he is. He remembers everything he ever did for Marcus, and he gets around pretty well for 98. Meyer is a native of Portland, born, brought up here. Can tell you the history of almost anybody Jewish that grew up in Portland, and a lot of other. Serving his country in World War II as an officer. He served in India. Stories of his time in India, I'll share a little bit of those with you. The one I remember mostly is how he once told me how he discovered that a madam in one of the brothels was Jewish. And of course, if you know Meyer, and most of you probably do, that's all he needed. That was the crack he needed. And they had a very good relationship over time. Meyer was single, of course, at that time. Meyer has been very close to Bowdoin College, particularly in the last 20 years. And he still enjoys going there. As a friend of Meyer's for over 50 years, he bought me my first home. Without destroying my marriage, he asked me, we were looking at a home on Parsons Road in Portland, and the doctor had it for sale, but the doctor was already living in Lewiston. So Meyer said, give me a check for $5,000 and go to Boston for the week. And I said, aye, aye. Came back, we bought the house. Meyer had a wonderful life partner, Frances. Frances was delightful. A woman very much committed to her 3 children, who turned out to be all turned out to be winners. She was always ready to move Meyer when he needed to be moved, because he could talk a lot. And Meyer was a wonderful, dapper dresser. I don't know where he got it. Well, I do know. His parents owned a haberdashery store in Portland, and that's where he got it. And he was always very sharp dressed. Meyer loved to eat, and we had lunch at least 2,000 times in our careers. And he still holds the record for free lunches. And my father, Meyer, Joe Stillman, and I would have lunch. It was in many ways how I got my MBA. Meyer had a great law partner, Harry Marcus, who was George's father, also a brilliant lawyer. He was the opposite of Meyer in many ways, in almost every way. He was a man with a fabulous sense of humor. Harry, unlike Meyer, bought his clothes at Cedars and was a really smart guy who never went to law school. He clerked the old-fashioned way. Meyer was, and still is, the advisor to many businesses, some of his friends and clients. The Gazianos, the Camps, the Shapiros, the Lewises, the Hildebrand family. I remember calling him one time. I had a problem. And I said, Meyer, I've got this problem. I don't know what I should do. He solved it in 10 seconds with an obvious answer. and I never forgot that. That was his major skill. He could see through and come up with answers to questions. He's the problem solver, and he's kind to people, and I'm not even sure he charged a fee for that particular service. I was very honored to be asked to speak about you today. I wish I could be there to shake your hand and thank you in person for your testimonial gifts to Cedars. Welcome to the Legacy Circle. We look forward to many years with you to come.